Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here, coming to you with another StarCraft commentary. This is another one from the MSL100. This is game number 70. It's going to be a Protoss versus Protoss between Null-Ra, who we are very familiar with, and TerAto, who is a player who I'm not super familiar with, and you probably are not either, because he was not super well known. He was kind of a guy who was a perennial qualifier or near qualifier, I guess. There he is right there, TerAto. And so, you know, basically the kind of guy who got into the bottom of the Star League a number of times, especially in this time period, 2005, 6, 7. Or sometimes didn't qualify, but he was always just barely good enough to be, like, you know, able to get into the bottom of the Star Leagues, but never really saw a lot of success. Apparently that word is really hard to say. And so anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes now. And, you know, you might say, oh, well, Null-Ra, he's a giant among men. He's probably going to win this. But TerAto actually won the first game of this set. And so this is game 2. So if TerAto wins this, he will be advancing on. Or I'm not exactly sure. This MSL, the Cyon MSL, had a weird kind of a setup to how it was operated, and I couldn't find a bracket, so I'm not exactly sure how this is set up. I think it's kind of a group stage, but anyway, it's still important though. But before I get too far into this, I do want to make a mention real quick. I want to give a special shout out to Johan, aka Mysteria9. Thank you so much, dude. He actually gave me a donation through PayPal, and I didn't even know that was possible. I guess I had left a donation link buried, you know, deep in my YouTube page, and he found it, and I wasn't even looking for donations, but he found it and sent me some money, and I really appreciate it. And so anyways, I wanted to give him a shout out, and I wanted to mention that. And so by the way, and if you do you know, want to let me just be straight with you guys. Like, I'm actually doing okay financially right now. I'm on unemployment, which is like a backup money, basically, if you get fired from your job for something that's not your fault in America. So like, I'm okay right now. Maybe in a few months I won't be, but right now I'm fine. So I'm not gonna like ask for donations. But if you have already given money to, you know, some social causes and charities and political organizations that you support, and you still want to buy me a sandwich, feel free to. But and I would appreciate it. Since I don't know how long I'm going to be doing okay. It may not go for more than a few months. We'll see. But anyway, but for now I'm doing okay, so don't worry about it. But I still want to give Johan some credit for that and tell him I really do appreciate it, since it is super helpful. You know, it means I bought a pizza yesterday, and that was really nice. So in any case, moving on here, we do have TerAto being a little cheeky, putting some manor pylons down in Null-Ra's base, and you know, the point of that, if you're not sure, is it can block mining. That miner pylon is actually not, I think that's Null-Ra's pylon right there, and what he did is he actually placed it so that it would block any pylons from being built in a manor location. See how there's kind of like a little, you can see it right on some of those spots, there's like mineral patch, and then offset to the right there's other mineral patches, and there's a gap, and oh, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? No, he's not. But, you know, you can place a pylon over that gap, and you can actually block probes in there and make that that mineral patch almost impossible to mine. So that's what we're seeing with these manor pylons and the supply lines. And so, you know, is it worth 100 minerals? It's hard to say. But at the very least, though, what it does is it makes it so that... oh, that is TerAto's pylon in Null-Ra's base. It's just not a really good spot to block mining, which is kind of strange. The other thing it does is it makes a source of vision that you can see what's going on in their base for a while, especially around their, if they're, you put it near their main pylon of their main base, then you know, if they put any tech buildings next to it, you can see it. So now obviously we do have both players going for a robotics facility, and they're going to be able to just do a standard tech here. Dragoon comes out and it's going to be able to finish off that pylon in his base, but you know, as you can see, his robotics facility is next to his other pylon, so it didn't really matter. He doesn't get any vision out of it. Just a little bit of cheekiness to start off with, but it looks like we're going to go into normal game. It looks like it's going to be one base versus one base play at the moment, though. Null-Ra has not picked what he's going to do. If he's going to... Okay, never mind. There's the second gateway. So, yeah, we're going to do just pretty normal one base versus one base play here in Protoss versus Protoss. And I feel like one base play is not as common, actually. Oh, he's trying to push in here. Oh, clever. He sends the Dragoon in to soak up some hits, so his probe sneaks through with one hit left on it. He's going to be able to get a huge scout in here and see if anything else cheeky is going on. He sees the second gateway. He doesn't see any tech, but he saw the pylons and the vicinity around the pylons, so he could pretty much know that there isn't like a robotics support bay right now or anything like that, which is very interesting. Now, of course, he didn't quite see the left side of Nalra's main base, so he doesn't know if there's a tech building snuck in over there, but he got a really good scout at it and can kind of know at the very least that he's going for one base play. We have a shuttle out here for Nalra, but oh, then there it is. Actually, there's the robotic support bay. I didn't even see it. That's how well hidden it was. And I don't think, this is crucial, I don't think that probe got in far enough to actually see it. Oh, he's getting Dragoons in position. He knows the shuttle's coming. Is he going to be able to snipe the shuttle? Oh, the probe gets dropped out. Oh, what is... Oh, okay. If he could snipe that shuttle, that would have been huge. And this shuttle was actually... You can see the probe trying to sneak in there to get his own scout. He does get a scout on that expansion, which is really important. So Nalra kind of knows what's going on. He knows that he's not in for any kind of rush. He's probably going to try and expand himself pretty quickly. Well, or he's just going to get Reavers to try and kill him. That's another possibility, actually. And the Observer's just chilling right there next to it. So TerAto knows exactly what's going on here. He's got his Dragoons lined up. He is just on top of this. He put his Dragoons in a really good spot. Almost sniped that shuttle. If the timing had been a little bit different, it would have been pretty terrible if he'd like run in at the right moment to kill that shuttle off. Even if it only had a scouting probe inside, it would have been huge, because then would have had to wait a lot more time, 200 more minerals to make another shuttle. And here we go. He's actually dropped that Reaver off in the middle of the map, which could be catastrophic. If it gets found out, then TerAto could just kill it. That's a little strange. He's maybe running his shuttle back to pick up a second Reaver, is what I'm expecting. And he just wanted that one Reaver in the middle of the map, I guess, to support the Dragoons. A little bit strange, but this is pretty all in for Nalra. Actually, he's slow crawling that Observer. I'm sorry, slow crawling that Reaver across the map, and the Observer, I think, is just pinned onto those units. He's just following it, so TerAto knows exactly what's going on and where the units are, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna come in here and snipe that. No, he picks up the Reaver. He gets it in the shuttle in time. A second Reaver is dropped out. If he can get land Scarabs, they're grouped up. Oh, that Scarab hits all of the Dragoons. One gets polished off. Another one was killed off previously. Two Dragoons are going to escape, but that is huge. That was almost catastrophic. Is he going to pick off that Reaver that was low? He is not quite going to do it. The Observer on the high ground lets him get the vision to fire uphill, but he isn't quite able to finish off that Reaver. And I think that Nalra has been able to save all of his units. I didn't see if he lost the shuttle or not. But this is huge. If he'd lost that shuttle, even if the Reavers had dropped out and then died on their own, like that would have been, oh, now Nalra gets some hits on the other Reaver. Oh, he gets the Reaver! They trade Reavers! Okay, if one of them had lost the Reaver and the other hadn't, it would be game. It would be game over, but now they traded, it's even, but Nalra has a short window here where he has to do some damage. He needs to do damage right now with this push, and that Reaver is not going to let him, I don't think. If he can land a Reaver shot, a Scarab in the middle of those Dragoons, it will be disastrous for Nalra, and Nalra doesn't have an expansion. He has to do damage and basically do enough damage to be equivalent of that expansion up and running, or he's dead, because otherwise TerAto is just going to out-econ him as this game goes on, and I'm not sure if Nalra's going to be able to do it. We might see Nalra getting eliminated from this series right here. More gateways going down, and that is the nail in the coffin for Nalra, and all TerAto has to do is lift the hammer, and basically as soon as those gateways come in, then boom, the production doubles for TerAto. And oh, he's going to get his Scarab off. He does! He does get his Scarab down there. Nothing dies, but the shields are damaged. He's going to have to stay back for a little bit longer. But basically, he's got the two bases, right? Two bases don't matter unless you're using that extra money to produce units, right? And that's exactly what's going on. Now he's got the extra gateways in. It looks like 5 gateways and the robotics facility making units. Okay, now Nalra has actually made an expansion. He's way behind, though. way behind. He does at least have that shuttle. He has the shuttle. I don't know if he made a new one. I think he's kept the same shuttle. And so, oh, now TerAto has a shuttle as well. So, and I'm not sure. Okay, he does have more Dragoons, though. Here he goes in. He's going to try and snipe the shuttle. He doesn't snipe the shuttle, but he snipes one of the Reavers. Scarab shots are fired in return as well. If Nalra can keep his Reaver alive, and TerAto is just not having his Reaver in the best spot, loses one of them. He's kind of got it in the supply lines, and he's letting... oh no, he snipes the Reaver! Is he going to snipe the shuttle as well? He does. I'm sorry, he snipes the shuttle and then the Reaver as well. This is huge. Nalra picks up his own Reaver and saves it as well. So it's going to be able to shell from the background, and Nalra might have done it. That was just the crucial micro that he needed. And it looks like he is going to be able to come in here and get away with that Reaver. Oh no, this is disastrous for TerAto. Absolutely disastrous. And loses Dragoons as well. The Reaver's going to pop out to help polish off that gate, the Nexus, and having 5 gateways doesn't matter at all if you've only got one base. Like, you just can't get enough money to use it all. So this is really bad. It's up to TerAto now to pull off some other counter miracle and get back down that ramp and do some damage to Nalra, and otherwise he's going to be on the back foot. And a Scarab Shots goes out there on those Dragoons. Now Nalra doesn't have many Dragoons left, so with the Zealots involved as well, this could be bad. He's trying to target down the shuttle. He just barely does get the Reaver, but all of his units have gone down. TerAto's Reaver is still alive. No, it pops at the last second, and it's just now a few Dragoons and a few Zealots versus 5 Dragoons, which the advantage is probably a little bit towards TerAto because he's got the home court advantage. He can get more units out, and he's got a shuttle out here. What does the shuttle do? Oh, he's going to try and protect the Dragoons by using the shuttle. Very nicely done, but it's just a last-ditch effort, and he's lost the Dragoon battle. I think he needed to wait. Well, I don't know if he could wait because his Nexus was getting shelled then, but he needed just 1 or 2 more Dragoons in order to win that battle decisively and try and take control of his natural again. The probes could have come out earlier as well, and then they may have made the difference if he'd pulled probes earlier, but then of course he could have lost more probes in the process. It looks like TerAto is trying to stabilize here, but in the meantime, the tables have turned. Nalra now is the one with an expansion. Nalra has the superior economy, and Nalra has, I'm sure, gotten more production buildings up in the background as well. He needs to be a little bit careful of that Reaver just sneaking out on its own. That is not a good place for that Reaver to be in. He's going to try and get some free Scarab Shots off, though, with his Observer, giving sight. TerAto realizes this is going on, falls back a little bit. Single Scarab does go off. He's trying to space. Oh, he tries to space out his Dragoons, and in exchange, accidentally falls one of his Dragoons back within range of the other, so the Scarab does extra damage instead of less. And here we go, Nalra pushing in for the kill. He knows if he can kill this off, he will win the game. Scarab firing uphill, Scarab firing, and that Scarab is just walking into range of the Dragoons without firing a shot. TerAto just does not get it done. And now with the Reaver still alive for Nalra, shelling uphill, more Dragoons streaming into the base, this is going to be GG, and Nalra is going to be able to win this game. And you know what? This is just, I mean, I hate to, hate on TerAto or anything. I'm not saying I'm hating on him, but like, he just got outclassed here. If his Reaver, he had an advantage, right? And he got a little bit outclassed. And here we're just gonna donate some probes to the Reavers just for effect at the end, just to make it exciting. And there's the GG coming from TerAto. But he just got a little outclassed there. He had an advantage, and his Reaver shuttle micro was just not as good. Was just not as good as Nalra's, and Nalra was able to get more value out of his Reavers, was able to keep them alive longer, was able to keep them out of range of the enemy Dragoons more, whereas TerAto just kept letting his Reavers get within range of the enemy Dragoons, didn't have enough protection, didn't have the shuttle in the right place at the right time, and they got taken out. And, imagine if that final push there, with Nalra pushing into the natural expansion. I call that the final push because that's kind of where it was decisive. Remember that point where it was like 3 versus 3 Dragoons, right? Imagine TerAto has 2 Reavers that stayed alive in the background and a shuttle because he microed them better. TerAto wins that easy, right? He wins that exchange easy, and then we have a longer macro game. But instead, Nalra with 1 Reaver and equal Dragoons, able to push in there and do the damage and succeed. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I apologize a little bit that it took me a few days to get this up. I've been dealing with some more insomnia recently, and I have roommates, and so I don't want to be like yelling at my computer when my roommates are sleeping, which is most of the time I've been awake lately. So anyway, it's a whole big deal, but I'm trying to figure it out. It'll be fine, but hopefully I'll be able to do some more tomorrow and get some more games online. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG, and take care.